So I'm just sitting up here. Um, I'm chilling. I'm about to get ready to go to bed, but I just wanted to tell y'all about this whole topic, right? Most men do not have options, and when I say like most men don't have options, I mean that in the fact of if there are four girls, four women that men can choose from, and they could just easily pick one of them, most of them wouldn't get that one that they would really choose, right? And so I was just reading about this. That's why I want to come on here and like tell you guys about it. And I realized that like just in my own life, because I consider myself to be a certain type of woman myself. And so when it comes to like dating men, meeting a man, seeing people just in real life, I'm talking about not even on the internet. A lot of people like they have not mastered themselves in a rate of where they could meet meet the requirement, right? So boom, what do women want, right? Let's start off with women. Women want a provider, women want a protector, women want a man who is like a provider, a protector, and just mature emotionally, mature financially, mature in a sense of being a man, right? And because so many men don't heal themselves, like a lot of men don't really do the work. Like if a man really have a relationship, somebody who he like seeing at the time, he comfortable. Men really don't do work on themselves until number one, they decide to do it for themselves, or two, they single and they don't have a woman with them at the time. So now they like on their grind, they doing, whatever it is that it takes to be done. But if they just have somebody who they dealing with, they're not gonna change because they don't have a reason to. And plus they're comfortable. You gotta think about it. Every man, his goal is sex, money, vices, status, right? So a man with all 40s, even if he's not the richest man, he's not progressing in any other way in his life because he already got these four things. So it's like he good. He don't need to find um he doesn't have a reason to do anything differently, right? And so I'm gonna get a little personal on here, like just telling you guys like my experiences, people that I know, and like how I came up with this whole thing, right? I'm pretty sure if you're a man, you already know, but I'm just saying like to my women who may not know, or to my men who may not know. But so the top woman, the woman who is beautiful, she's successful, she has everything she's ever wanted, she has a lot of opportunities lined up for herself. She wants a man who, one, either can do the same exact thing or is the same way, or two, can help her elevate in some type of way, right? What do women want now? Women want people who can provide for them in some type of way and protect them, right? Who can do what they're doing, but at a higher level, right? And keep in mind, I just said if a man is already having these four vices, which is sex, some money, some vices, and a little bit of status in his neighborhood, he good. He don't have any other reason to move differently, right? So it's really crazy though, cause I just had to have this talk like yesterday with somebody. And so Men who are the average men, like just average, they're really not good enough to be in a relationship with because they can't do none of these things. They may be good like in other aspects, but as far as like marrying and as far as like they may be good as like friendship wise or business partner wise, but as far as you know lifestyle partner, it doesn't really work. And so I'ma just tell y'all about me, right? Me personally. Hold on, wait. Before I tell y'all about about me and my story, another thing I want to say is a man is always looking for a woman. If he is single, not always looking for a woman, but always like open to one and like probably pursuing one at the time, right? And so if he is single, he gonna be doing some of these things. But if he is a man who is like just working a average job and like he making bare minimum wage, he cannot meet a woman's standards. That's why you got so many men having a conversation of 50-50 and like a woman paying half of his bills. The only men that's having those conversations are the men who cannot afford their lifestyle on their own. That's it. Like only broke men having conversations of 50-50. Like, oh, I want me a woman that's gonna pay half of my bills. Cause you gotta understand, we all grown. You know what I'm saying? Like we all adults here. Like everybody know they gotta pay their car note. Everybody know they gotta pay their rent. Everybody know they gotta put money up for their bills and shit like that. So the only men that's having conversations of, oh, I want a woman to pay 50-50 are men who are not financially where they need to be and they broke, right? And so those type of men, this is what I'm getting to when I say they don't have options. Men in those situations, they never have their dream girl. They only have the girl who they can get at the time. They only have the girl who um they only had a girl who is settling for this at a time. And the reason why I'm saying this is because like, oh my gosh, I got so many friends. I got so many family members like most men who having the conversations of 50-50, they with a woman, they really don't want to be with this woman. But because she willing to pay half of the rent, they like, man, I guess I'll be with her. Just like, you know how it's people who are like rated from like 1 in 10s and stuff. The women who was going 50-50, like, oh yeah, I pay half of his rent. They be like 4s and 5s. But they really want the 10. But they can't get the 10 because they don't have the 10 money. You know what I'm saying? They don't have money to fuck with the 10, so they gotta just settle with the 5s. You know? And it's basically like they have to settle for what they can get at the time. If they're not elevating in their life how they really want to be. Just like I said in the beginning of the video, if it's 4 women, if it's a 2, if it's a 3, if it's a 5, and if it's a 10, of course everybody want the 10, but everybody can't afford the 10, right? And so I realized this with my own self um whenever I was meeting people in my lifetime, because I'm not the type of person who finna do all that. But I just understand that only men who are not where they want to be, like in their career, like if they haven't been in their career for that long, them the only men that's having these type of conversations, like realistically. And so when it comes to women, women got to decide: do you want to be the girl who he just with for the time being because he can only fool with you right now? Like, yeah, I just picked this girl just cause she aight. You know what I'm saying? Or would you rather be somebody who is like, he gotta work for the get? And so when I say me personally, you said, nah, it's really about if a woman really like you, we shouldn't pay for a woman lifestyle because she was draining me. But I feel you coming from the TNs don't know how to accept a guy for who he is as a person. And most of them are gold diggers. Right, right. Most of them are. But, you know, that's just how, like, some of them are, but some of them, they whatever. But When a man is coming into his career, and I learned this from like a lot of my family members. That's why I really want to take a video on it. Um, it's like, what's this? Why is this on here? I need to move this. Hold up. Okay, but what I was about to say, but yeah, and so like it's a lot of men out here right now. They with women who, if they lowest in their career, they just start off in their career, and you with them and you call yourself like holding them down or like being with them for a little while, they're not gonna be with you when they get successful. That's why a lot of people be like, oh, I was with him this during this time, but then when he got some money, we wasn't together no more. When I got to this year, we wasn't together no more because he really didn't want to be with you. He was just being with you because you all he could find at the time. You know, that's just like what the title say. Men who are in these like times in their life, they don't have options. Like me personally, now this what I was saying. How I said I'm gonna tell y'all the story time about me. I'm talking about the subject, but I still want to tell y'all the story time about myself. So, and her characteristic and how she treats me, social media made most women think they deserve me her money and true, true. So boom. It is. It's truly about the intention. So me personally, right? I'm gonna tell y'all a story time about me. Like, oh, this is crazy. So you know, like whenever you just in a time in your life. See, me personally, like I got out of meeting like got out of the idea of like trying to meet somebody like a long time ago because I was just like trying to do whatever it is that I'm trying to do. So story time. This another way of how I found out like this is a real thing. So I meet somebody, right? And he is probably like he's not that far along in his career. I want to say he probably only like a year in his career. And so this was like a long time ago. But basically it's certain expectations that I wanted. I was asking him for something. Like I'm asking him for like um to like take care of something, right? And he was just like, "Oh, okay, like I'm gonna do it." So basically, I want to say probably a couple weeks later, he wound up doing it. Like he wound up doing everything what I wanted him to do, and he was just like he was always answering all the questions that I asked him. He would do it. Like anything I asked him, he would give it to me. And so I want to say like weeks later, he like just stopped talking to me, and I'm like, mm, okay, I ain't really say nothing about it. And then I want to say like time later, I saw him with a lady at the store, like a little bit from where we had lived because we lived in the same neighborhood as well. So, well, I didn't see him, but somebody told me that they see him and they was like sending me like videos and pictures of him. And I was like, okay. And I talked to him weeks later, and it was because he called me, and I was like asking him how was it that, and when I say the way this woman looked, like some people y'all can tell, like that's why I be trying to tell women, like some women, like some men can look at women and tell who going, who not going. Like when a man look at you from first experience, or when a lady look at you from like first appearances, everything, like you can look at somebody and tell who going 50-50, who not, who going for this and who not, who putting up with what, who really is what, you can tell all that from the first look. So yeah, first impression, right? So my first impression of her was just like crazy because I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this man is like this man just dumped me. So I'm like, okay, I go on about my business. I talked to him weeks later and I'm like wondering how could this have happened? And he basically told me exactly what I'm telling y'all. Like, she was the only lady at the time who was not like asking for all this. And he was like, yeah, I really want to be with you. You very beautiful. But I'm just not in a place where I can give you all this, keep giving you everything what you ask for. And she don't ask for nothing. She go 50-50. She gave me some money. She would do stuff for me. And she would basically like do none of the stuff what I said I would do. Because I'm not gonna do none of this stuff, bro. And he was like, yeah, she would do it. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he was like, yeah, but when I get my money up, I'm gonna be with you. And I'm just like, what? Like he like, yeah, but because I can't afford this, I have to be with who I have to be with right now at the time, men. And that shit was crazy. You know what I'm saying? That shit was crazy because that's how most men are. And then I seen another man. Um, this was a man I met probably like couple weeks later. He was using her. Yes. Most men be using women when they coming up, when they doing their first years in careers and like they be broke. They is using women. They not really trying to be like with this same person forever because men be going this dude. They do. That's why some men is keeping on like making these posts and talking about 50-50 women because it's like they obviously cannot afford what they doing. That's it. Like that's the only men that's talking about they want a woman to pay half for the bill because he ain't got the money. Duh. But if every man in the world was already like successful, he already had everything he needed to have, they could just pick women like, oh yeah, let me get you, let me get you, let me get you. But men who are not that far in their career, they don't have options. They just got to get the woman, the first woman that'll whoever. So it was this man I met probably like weeks after him. I was I start off talking to him in like some weeks, everything going good, and which will be temporary anyways, right? So and this keep fucking happening to me. This is why I'm just like I'm just making a video about it because it's really crazy. So I meet this other man probably like a couple weeks after him. I had to talk to him, and yeah, I go on probably like 2 dates with him. I go on 2 dates with him, talking to him, and I start off, talking about like, if he could get this, if he could get that, if we could go over here, start pitching him stuff like, oh yeah, he was like, okay, how about we go over here? We went out of town for a day, and we came back, and yeah, so then weeks later, he stopped talking to me, and then, and it's not even like they stopped talking, they just like you could call them and they gonna answer the phone, but it's like they not calling you, inviting you nowhere else, like just like that. So then I want to say weeks later, I seen him with a lady. He posted out with this lady. He was like, um, yeah, this is he just posted a picture with a heart, and then I was like, kept that in mind. And so when I seen him like weeks later, he told me, I was like, oh yeah, so that's why you ain't talking to me no more, cause you already, you in a relationship, you getting married. I be joking with people. I was like, yeah, you getting married. He was like, I'm not getting married. I'm just with her because she don't ask for all that. See, you be wanting too much. You be wanting this, you be wanting, and I'm not in the space to do that, And I'm just like, this, this has happened to me multiple times, and so that's why the title of the video is what it is. Most men who are like not far off in their career and they just doing what they doing, they they gotta be with the woman who they gotta be with, and it's not like they can pick and choose because they ain't got them type of options. They just with people for temporary reasons. That's why I be trying to tell women like don't be the type of person who just want to be oh so behind a man and be like I'll hold you down. I'll be your backbone and just You know when people say hold you down, because when you holding a man down, you literally doing that. You just holding him down. I done seen so many men just use women that's holding them down because that's who all they can get at the time. You know, it'd be the ones who wish I keep it a secret to avoid the gold diggers. That's good. That's good as well, because you feel like they'll use you too. Maybe you don't pay for them as well because you feel like they'll use you too. I know you want to be with a dude that's all about you and accepts you for who you are, the person, without using you. Right, right. That's why, like, people need a, like, if you going through a healing phase, if you going through the first couple months in your career, you're not really established, you don't need to be dating in general. Like, you need to just leave people alone, because somebody gonna get the shit end of the stick, and it's not gonna be me. Like, it's not that it's not gonna be me, but it's not gonna be like a lot of people, so that's what I'm saying. Them relationships never last anyway. Hold on, what type of relationships are you saying? The ones where, like, they be like the other end of the relationship, or what relationships don't be lasting? But the relationships, what I think don't be lasting is the relationships where the man broke and he not far along in his career. He just trying to find a way. He dealing with whatever woman is easy, and finna do 50-50 with him is just finna be for the time being. That's why most men, when they be starting off in their career, when they be starting off in their business, it don't matter what it is, they be with one woman, but as soon as they get that bag, men who is rich, they get to pick who they want to be with. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to settle for stuff. They don't have to be like, um what's it called? Like, selling or some shit. Like, no, we need dates relationship that's supposed to accept each other as a person and not focus on anything materialistic, external shit. Just help each other grow. Right. And that's one thing that do them be some of the relationships that be like the most love, because whoever you grow with, like whoever you do accomplish things with, that's how you really, really fall in love for real. Like, y'all get stuff done. You just don't want to be somebody who, just probably just who not. It's good. It's good. It is bad. It's pros and it's cons. But yeah, like, not fall in love, grow in love is the term. You know what I mean? Yeah, just be in love. Fall in love mean you be a delusion. Oh, that what I mean. Shoot, I ain't know. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that is when you be a delusional in a relationship, gonna be dead. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That. So yeah, like, just make sure that shoot, make a decision on how you gonna do it. But either way, this is just something that I realized, like, alone over the time, and it's a real thing. It's a real thing. Growing in love. Okay, yeah, yeah. Even when y'all do first, y'all is doing what y'all doing. That is how y'all can grow in love. But yeah, y'all, I've been on here about 30 minutes. I'm finna get off. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to tell y'all about this. Cause this shit it's crazy, but it was something I was just watching earlier too. So see y'all tomorrow. See y'all later.